Hi guys, good morning. I haven't done a video for about, I don't know, about a week because I've not been well at all. I've had all kinds of old issues flare up, especially my IBS, which is a real pain in the ass. It's absolutely horrible, and I've been feeling really crap. I also know that it's energetic, and it's really just another sign that I'm on the right path. Because we're always told, aren't we, by the New Age, we're always told that if we're on the right path, it means that we will be happy, you know, happy and fulfilled, and I don't know, it's early, so, you know, whatever, my mind isn't functioning properly yet, which is just all bullshit. If you're on the right path, for quite some time, it will get a lot harder before it gets easier. That, I feel, is the truth. Because we are going for clear, which is very, you know, Scientology, actually. I mean, obviously Scientology is evil, but whenever they talk about this going clear thing, it resonates with me. You see, everything that is in the way that blocks our achieving of resets, our transcendence, our rebirth, our going home, whatever you want to call it, anything that gets in the way of that has to be dealt with. It has to be alchemized or harmonized or healed or cleared or composted, again, whichever word you choose to use. That is just the truth of the matter. And so before we go into the light of purity, of all clear, before we are able to truly step into our true self's power and self-actualize and do what we really came here to do, which is different things for different people maybe, we need to go through this massive clean-up operation, this inner clean-up operation. And this shit is not for the faint of heart, I kid you not. Now, as you do that, often enough, and I've noticed this because I've spoken to many people about this and they've told me this, and I know it for myself, and that when you go through this, your health will not play ball. Our bodies are not real, just like this world here isn't real. They are made up of vibration, energy, sounds, electricity, again, call it what you will, they're just words, right? It isn't solid, it isn't what you think it is. So disease are manifestations of energetic blockages. So this then, it's like you look at the world now. I mean, obviously everybody has their kids vaccinated stupidly. They're lining up to have their children murdered by the state, but you know. But then this comes out. Children have all kinds of health problems now. They have cancer. Cancer in children is worldwide. It's massive now. Autoimmune diseases are massive. Retroviruses are massive. All kinds of weird conditions that were incredibly rare or non-existent decades back are now really prevalent, and this is all because our consciousness is so hijacked, our consciousness is so bogged down energetically with all these programs that are literally there in our subconscious running the show. And so these programs creates beliefs. You know, you've heard the term belief system. Well, a system is always a prison. All systems are prisons one way or another. They are not fluid, they're always set in stone, and they are more or less prisons. And so my belief system is this, and my belief system is that. I believe this, I believe that. And so this is what manifests in our body as disease, as ailments, as problems, or mental health problems, or anxiety, or social anxiety. We have so many mental health problems now. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think doctors are literally just flabbergasted by the sheer number of people, I mean, coming into their office with all kinds of weird problems that they can't diagnose. Not that I have any faith in doctors, of course, but that's not the point. The point is that a part of the reason why doctors' offices are so busy is because there is now a massive upsurge in physical and mental and emotional ailments, because we are going through some sort of shift, and it manifests in our own bodies and in the world around us, even in the animal kingdom, as all kinds of weird diseases and weird kind of unbalances, whatever, is that even a word? I talked about the deepest wounds before, which I feel to be the program put here by the Archonic mind parasites, the feeders. The program is, I am so worthless, I don't deserve to exist. Now this program creates victim consciousness. It creates victim consciousness. Now, you can say to people, you approach somebody on the street or a friend or anybody really, saying, oh, did you know that you actually believe that you're a victim? And they would never admit to it. They would say, no, I don't. No, I don't, because I like my life, I'm happily married, and I have a really good job, and this, that and the other. And it's like, well, if you go in there and you start thinking about your life and start really feeling your feelings and acknowledging what you actually feel, you start to uncover that yes, you do feel like a victim. Because you catch these people out all the time moaning about things, moaning about, oh, having to go to work, moaning about having to pay their taxes, moaning about so many different things in their lives that they don't like and that they don't agree with, and whatever, you know. Basically, our lives mostly are not of our own making, but we are prisoners in a system, in a prison, and this prison is made up of beliefs, and the beliefs were created by the programming. And all the people that are conspiracy researchers, all the people that their eyes are opened and they begin to see that the world isn't at all the way we were taught that it is, all the people that go beyond that and start to understand that, hey, this has affected me, what is happening to my consciousness, who am I, why am I here, what is this about? And people who go beyond that, people who are truly on the journey and keep traveling and keep digging, keep going down that fucking rabbit hole, will start to realize more and more that victim consciousness is what drives this whole reality, this whole shit show. People behave like victims every day. All of us, we do. We really do. And it is not just the way we behave, but it's the way we think and the way we feel. It's so insidious, it's unbelievable. Because this whole world is a system. It's demanding, it's abusive, it has no empathy, it has no compassion. It isn't yielding. It enforces force, war, conflict, strife, ambition. Oh, you should have stayed in school, you'd have done all right then. Everything is forced on us and we accept it without even realizing that it isn't natural and it isn't what we want. Because we are born into this world and we inherit victim consciousness from our ancestors. And then as we get older and we grow into young adulthood, we fit seamlessly almost into the system. We never question it because it's all we've known, it's all we know. Until, if we have a soul, we awaken. It's all perception, manipulation, and that is what the mind parasites do. They do it so that they, through us, create the perfect environment for themselves to live in, the Archons. It literally is, I've said this before, it's terraforming of a kind, energetic, vibrational terraforming. Now, when you get to the point of awakening that I'm at, and quite a few people are now, where we have taken the battle within ourselves, as opposed to it's out there and they're doing it to me, we realize that actually this is a war for our consciousness, or a war against our consciousness, or something along those lines. And we have taken a battle within us because the battleground, the battlefield lies within. Culloden lies within, as it were. We start to realize that it isn't a question of fighting against anything, because that feeds the feeders. We start to realize that it is about becoming detached more and more, to practice a form of detachment. We feel the feelings of victimhood. We feel this rage because we know we have been violated. We feel this hatred, this self-hatred, because victims always hate themselves. Always. I am a victim, I hate that, I hate myself. Because it's a fake identity, you see. It isn't who you really are. You're not a victim, I'm not a victim. But we feel like it because it's all we've known, so we're against ourselves. Which then, that self-hatred gets projected outwards to other people that behave in a certain way, or act in a or feel a certain way, or seem a certain way, or look a certain way. That reminds you of your own inner shit. So then there's that schismy shit going on, where you dislike other people because it's projection and it's all that interesting weird shit. It's this whole nasty, nefarious, insidious soup of victim consciousness and victim behavior and victim believing and acting and being has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed all the way through all these different layers. Fearlessly, it has to be addressed, it has to be looked in the eye. I see you, I see. And so as you do that, yes, your body plays up, your body definitely fucking plays up. A lot of people get really bad headaches. I've done a video about the health effects of this awakening journey, the Herxheimer reactions, the healing crises that we go through, because all these beliefs that were caused by the programs have, as it were, a mirror counterpart, a mirror image. There is a connection in the body, you know. So the whole bowel thing, for example, is all about, I want to let go of my victim beliefs, my victim consciousness, the self-hate, the rage, the passive-aggressive bullshit. I want to let go, but I can't, because if I do, everything will go horribly wrong. So it's better to just stay in the dark with all the shit that I've known all my life. Whilst at the same time you feel really angry that you have to stay in the dark, in the misery, in the suffering to stay safe. So you hate yourself for that. Because you want to go into the light, you want to be free, you want to heal. You want reset. You don't want to live in this world that is just sick, distorted. You don't want that. But you're terrified to step into the light because you're terrified that it's a trap, and you're terrified you're going to be smashed to bits and you're going to find out that it's all been some sick and evil game. Wow. This shit is tortuous and it is difficult to say the least, and so the body plays up a lot. Which then becomes a kind of catalyst as well. It's like a ball of wool that has been totally, you know, your cat has played with it for years and it's just like all like that. It is so mad, so crazy, so insane. And of course it is made that way for a reason, because they think that we won't find our way out of it. But you see, we are the tunnelers. We travel down that rabbit hole into the darkness of our own psyche, and we won't stop. Because ultimately, you know, it's no contest. We're not going to stay in the dark, because it gets to a point where you can't stay in the dark, because it's unbearable. You can't do it anymore, and the only choice you have left is to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep clearing, keep clearing, keep clearing, alchemizing, alchemizing, integrating, integrating more of our true self. It's really tough going, because every time you think to yourself, well, I'm never going to get there. That's another archonic thought, mind program. Oh, you're never going to get anywhere, you know. You're never going to get anywhere. It's all a sick, evil game, and you're never going to get anywhere. Victim consciousness. Oh, I'm here to suffer. It's all, victim consciousness is made up of all these nuances that we are terribly ashamed of even having within us. So we're naturally going into denial with that shit, because it's like, no, I'm not that way, that is not who I am. But if you scratch the surface, people, you'll find it's right there looking back at you, and it does not serve any of us to be in denial about anything at all, ever. Ever. Denial is the enemy of reset, of achieving reset. It's the enemy that stops you from self-actualization. It stops you from fulfilling your destiny. So don't, whatever you do, ever go into denial. Another fucker, another part of victim consciousness. I hate myself, but I'm not gonna acknowledge that. No, I don't hate myself. I'm this and I'm that, and I'm really this and and I'm so successful, and I'm and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, and that is manifested in the world out there, because every time we go out, we're bombarded with ads everywhere, and everything is made to look so beautiful and glossy and clean, when just behind that facade it's all fucking rotten and putrid. It is rotting corpses, people, every fucking where, and that is the fucking truth of it. Let's face it, people, we know this, we know this. So we're now at this point where, for some of us, our bodies are giving us a load of jip, because we're accessing areas of our victim consciousness that are mucho resistant. And I honestly believe that one of the biggest, if not the biggest mechanism of it all truly is, I want to step into the light of my power and my radiance and my all in order to achieve reset. But I won't. I can't. I cannot let go, because I'm so afraid that it's all a trap. I mean, the fear is visceral. You know that term, gut-wrenching. You know, it all makes sense to me anyway. So I'm having to work through it. I'm having to feel this fear, this rage, this passive aggressive, I have to stay in the dark even though I don't want to, all these types of stuff, and I have to be with it. And at the same time as being with it and feeling it and allowing it to stew until it's ready to come up for release, at the same time I have to be with it in the sense of not believing it to be true, because there are two ways of being with it. You can go into it and believe that it's true, then you start feeling really fucking awful and you get lost in it. You're lost in the hinterlands of your own dark psyche. Or you can self-facilitate, as it were, and sit there open, and know that, ah yes, this is, oh, I see all of, oh okay, I see everything that's going on there, right, yeah, and I feel fucking awful. But there's always a part of you that remains detached almost, that remains lovingly detached, supportive, and knows that no, this is not the truth. This is the state of being that was created by the Archonic mind parasite, and it's reflected in the world around me, and I am a warrior of the light, and I am here to clear and harmonize and alchemize this shit. I am here to liberate all aspects of myself from the clutches of these dark, nasty motherfuckers, to reintegrate that into myself, to become this powerful, radiant phoenix that I am, because I came here to do something incredible. So, here I am going through shit. And my back hurts, and my neck hurts, and my teeth hurt, and my head hurts, and everything is shit, and oh my god, everything is so difficult, and I'm scared and terrified all the time, because the system doesn't necessarily like us, does it? It will give us jib sometimes. And so the fear, your heart is palpitating, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this comes up all the time. And yet we can be with that and feel that rabid fear for our very survival, which is what this world does. It threatens us every fucking day of our life, you know. All the OPs out there, oh no, they're all happy, happy, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, my dream job. Well, my dream is to have no job at all. Why the fuck should we have to work? We don't need to prove that we're worthy. It's funny because yesterday something came up about religious mysticism, and even there the program is that, oh, you approach, that there's this shrine somewhere and people have to approach it on their knees. It's all nefarious motherfucking bullshit. You're sinful, you're sinful, you're sinful, you're sinful. The damage and the programming and the victim consciousness caused just alone by religion is out of this world. It's unbelievable. It is appalling. The demiurge, you are dirty, bad and sinful, and you deserve to suffer. And then of course it creates that whole world where that is exactly what we live out every day, and it threatens us every day. It threatens our survival every day. It really fucking is like living in Stalinist Russia. It's like China, because China, people live in terrible fear every day of their life. I met a Chinese student, he lived here in Plymouth, told me about that, told me what it was like there. And it is utterly horrific. I mean, fear is everywhere, all the time. Everybody watches everybody, you know, and if you are a creative, awakening individual, it's unspeakably difficult. China is a horror. It is a horror. And it's really like that everywhere, because we're always under the victim consciousness, people. That's what I'm saying. A lot of us are getting dreams now as well, which show us the way, which show us where we're at. Tortuous dreams, dark dreams of evil deeds done in the darkness by evil people. Everything that is happening now with regards to our health, with regards to our dreams, with regards to the world around us, everything, it's all playing out, and it's showing us what is happening. the signs, the portents, they're all there. God, I'm always rambling on, aren't I? I kind of lose track, and it's like, oh. And there's that red thing come up again. Anyway, so it gets darker before it gets light, people. And for us, in order for us to self-actualize, we have to face this shit in order to reach clear. So let's keep doing that. But let's practice having strong boundaries with this shit, okay? As it is there and as it attacks us, the mind parasites will really put up a fight. They really fucking will, because they don't want to die and they don't want us to reach clear. Alright? So it will attack, and you will have these thoughts in your head, and that will play out in so many different ways. But we are on the right track, because otherwise that would not happen. They would not feel threatened. So stay in the light as much as you can. Practice detachment and keep letting go. This is so important. The more you practice letting go, and the more you practice having boundaries. No, I recognize this with regards to all your inner shit, but also with regards to all the world around you and all the organic portals and all the system and all the crap. No. The more you find, it will dissipate. It will. Right. I'm going to have to call it a day. I didn't want to, but I have to. Because there's a red thing saying that my camera is running out of steam. So, keep alchemizing, people, and keep integrating. The more we integrate those soul aspects, the more powerful we become. I love you all. Bye.